Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Creating What's Next. And this is a series of conversations that I have with amazing business owners and just hearing their story from the very beginning up to where they are now, what's happening now, and then also what's happening in the future. Like what are they creating next? So I am very pleased to have Bridget Hom with us today. She's an amazing coach, and thank you so much for coming.
Oh, yes. Thanks, Wendy. Thanks for having me today.
Yes, yes. So I was really looking forward to having you on. She wrote a book that I've been reading that's amazing. And you said you have another one coming out, right?
Yes, I
The
have one more out right now, and then I have a third book coming out in the
Gosh,
fall.
really? Okay,
Mhm.
so the one I'm reading is called Stuck on Ready, and it's so appropriate. The title, Stuck on Ready. So the whole book is related to that kind of thing with your business. So the first thing I want to ask you, like you were sharing with me how you got started and what was it that inspired you to become you're a business coach, and what was the main thing that inspired you to actually start with this business?
I would love to say that it started extremely well structured, and I went out to say I'm going to be a business coach and advisor, and that's not really how it happened. Life on life's terms, it takes different turns, and so originally I had started out focused on getting a career as a nurse, which I saved a lot of lives flunking out of nursing school, and then turned into journalism and ministry, and then a senior placement agency. And then when everything, the world shut down, my coaching business that had been about three clients at the time took on a whole life of its own. Meanwhile, personally, I was going through a divorce and I had my three young boys at home. And I was really just trying to figure out what to do next, as any parent would. They put their kids first. And my driving factor, my why, as Simon Sinek says, was I wanted to pick my kids up from the school bus stop. And so I needed to figure out how to monetize my influence, but still honor my roles of getting the boys at the bus stop at 3 p.m. And so what happened next was I started having conversations in the virtual business economy, and all of a sudden my business is taking off. I'm getting to work with business owners every day as a strategic advisor, equipping them to do life and business on their terms daily. And so what started as a almost a moment of desperation and willingness to do the next thing to pursue taking care of my children. That was really my goal and my why. It became this beautiful career where I get to always empower the next person in front of me, for business, for life, etc. It's been pretty awesome.
Wow. Yeah, it just reminds me of one of your chapters says something about people or empower others kind of thing.
Yes, empowered people, empowered people. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And you know what empowerment actually means?
What does it actually mean?
I looked it up in Webster's dictionary, and empower means to give someone the authority or power to do something. And that's where I came up with the empowerment generator mindset for business growth. Was you're always seeking to empower, inspire, educate, equip, and encourage the person in front of you, no matter what. And that's where business growth and opportunities and results in innovation happen, when you're focused on that goal.
Oh, that is awesome. So I wanted to also mention something that when you were first starting, you had conversations. Would you say that that was something that you started just just talking, just having conversations with all different types of people to start growing your business, basically?
Yeah, that's yes, absolutely. That's the way to go. I know a lot of business owners and people who have jumped ship from corporate, who start to create the websites and the social media and get all the branding and everything set up, and they're always getting ready, and being ready to be more prepared. And I learned that to be stuck on ready, it means to be ready to take imperfect action. And the activity that most of us avoid as business owners, especially when starting out, is we don't want to have the conversations because we don't know what to say. We don't know. what to do. We don't know what we're going to pitch. And the truth is, you figure that out along the way. We're building the plane while we're flying it, especially as business owners. And your next conversation is going to lead to your next opportunity. And I learned that going
Ah,
into my business.
excellent. So would you say starting out just speaking with someone is just kind of getting to know them type of thing? Because I know on LinkedIn, a lot of people just kind of pounce on you without even knowing who you are. It just so I'm sure that's not the way to do it.
Well, it's two things. Yes, I get a lot of cold outreach on LinkedIn. And yes, I do cold outreach. However, there's no such thing as cold outreach if you actually have a presence on social media, which I call the powerful prospecting platforms, because business and people are synonymous. And the people who are open to having conversations are also the people who have the mindset of understanding that opportunities come from collaborations, that come
Mm.
from the next conversation you're going to have. And so when people are open to having conversations, they're also saying, I'm open to exploring other opportunities.
And that's with one person, or actually, you're referring to one person, different conversations from the beginning to the opportunity.
Absolutely. I've never really met a stranger. We're all a part of the human race. And
Right.
once you realize that, typically we're having a relationship with the wrong mental team of sabotage or limiting beliefs or assumption bias. These people don't want to talk to me. Or if we're in the mentality of we want to sell that person on something, uh, you really want to help someone to, well, first, number one, you want to get to know someone in a conversation. Now, secondly, you want to help people to become problem aware and solution seeking. And I talk about that in chapter 1 of Stuck on Ready, where the most successful entrepreneur is problem aware and solution seeking. That's also true for the executives as well as leaders. And you want your team to be in the same mentality. Because when you help someone to become problem aware and solution seeking in a conversation, it's really doing them a great service, because the problems that we're not aware of, that's where we run into real problems later on down the road with our business, with our decision making, with our plans of action that we want to implement for business growth and for our people. And so that's really the kindest suggestion that you can help someone with in a phone call. And I have a couple of different trainings for that, but you have to be ready to listen. You have to be ready to listen, because listening is the universal language of love and respect.
Yeah, I love that. Problem awareness or problem awareing and solution seeking. Yeah, I like that. I remember that reading about that, because if they're not aware of the problem, then they can't fix it, whatever the problem is.
None of us can. None of us can. And we're all going to live under the influence of circumstances, environment, situations, and negative headspace. And the nicest gesture when you're in a conversation with someone is to give them a hand up and say, hey, would you like to solve this problem faster? Or maybe can I connect you to someone who could help you solve this problem faster? It's living intentionally in every aspect of your life and interactions.
Have you ever noticed sometimes when you reach out to someone and it seems like they say, "Oh, doing great," but then they don't seem open enough to really say what the real problem is, like that they do have problems. Sometimes they just talk as if they don't have any problems in the world. So maybe it's the questions that you're asking them could maybe bring something out. Or a lot of times people seem very surface if
Well,
you're talking to them.
when most people are going to be surface level at the beginning, it's a form of protection. It's also just a form of, hey, I've got a lot of things going on personally. So as a business owner, when you're reaching out and prospecting, you're creating a disruption and an interruption. And the nicest way to do that is not with a probing question, but it's actually with a compliment, a genuine compliment, or
Mm.
to form a bridge of relatability. If you see someone that you like their profile picture, or you like what they're wearing, or typically in a white blazer, if you say it, say I had a gentleman reach out to me. He had 500,000 followers, and he just talked to me about basketball because I did a post about basketball. I used to play for over a decade
Oh,
as a forward and a center. And so started out with my post then about basketball, and then talked about the pivots and the defense and offense and business growth. And he reached out to me because of that, because most business owners, we forgo the relatability factor in prospecting, in building your business. People like to talk to people that they can relate to, and know
Mm,
that you are extremely relatable with the right people.
yes. And so you played basketball. So you're in New York, right? So,
No, I'm not. I'm actually in Florida. I do work with business owners in New York, though.
oh, you do? Oh, okay. I was just thinking of the Knicks.
Oh, yes, me too. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Didn't they have a parade today or something?
Yeah, yeah, I think they did.
The Knicks finally won after what was that, 50 years, 53 years?
Yeah, 53 years or something. Amazing.
Incredible.
Yes. So we know how you got to where you are right now. And so what are you currently working on as far as like what programs are you offering your clients? And if you have any success stories for any of your clients, that would be awesome to hear how they have done through your programs.
My clients are generally men and women who have jumped ship from corporate and need to do scalable entrepreneurship in 90 days or less. I also serve leaders and C suite teams with strategic negotiation, advising, problem solving through the prop method. And then just those startup entrepreneurs who are scaling and they want sales, branding, marketing, prospecting, social media to monetize help. So those are the typical people, and a couple of great individuals that I've worked with. I've worked with an attorney who said that I know what intentionality truly means in my life and my business now. I worked with a ER doctor who turned entrepreneur and said she felt like she met herself for the first time, as well as successfully launched 2 businesses. She actually just recently launched her book. She had 2,000 people purchase it within the first couple of days. Um, uh, I I worked with an AI advisor, which there's a good amount of phenomenal AI advisors coming out who are working with huge corporations and helping them to scale their businesses and help their people to become more efficient and effective utilizing AI. They're like, I have more clients than I know what to deal with, and I know how exactly how to delegate and hire and have those hard conversations. And so it's very exciting, the people that have been brought my way through strategic just conversations. And what do you want to focus on? I don't do the cookie cutter programs because every person's walk is different, but they all typically need the mindset, skill set, and scale set for business growth based on where they're at.
Okay. And so the mindset piece, that's been very effective. So I've been going to some of the things that you've has shared with me, and I've heard a few people talk about your mindset support for them has changed their life basically. And so is there a specific roadmap or just a way of thinking that's unique to what you do and helping your clients get to where they need to be based on their mindset?
I'm glad you asked that, actually.
Oh,
I always say that mindset's the number one problem and the number one solution. And in group coaching, we talked about that this week. I have the strategic 8-week Find Your Freedom framework where I teach you how to hire and fire the right mental team. I equip you with an exercise that helps you with self awareness, self direction, and self regulation. So the Find Your Freedom framework helps you with your life and your business, honoring your roles and your goals. And it works specifically for every single individual to know how to honor their roles and goals, still love their lives, but also grow their businesses and scale them. So the specific framework, it's a very simple framework. And it's easy to implement, but it helps people also hire and fire the right mental team, which I think most of us need daily. We pay them out of our Serenity account, our Sanity account, and our real bank account if we hire the wrong one.
that's true. So we'll put a link underneath the article on LinkedIn so that people can find out more about that. If you have something that people can kind of to browse and look and see how everything works, that'd be great.
Absolutely.
Also on the YouTube channel, we can do that as well. Okay, so now we talked about how you got to where you are now, what you're doing right now. So what is in store for you in the future? What do you plan on creating next?
Mm. Ooh, that's a great question. I'm starting to work with more companies with the prop method, which is a practical operating system for innovation, leadership, and problem solving. And so doing what I've already created with my specific programs on a larger scale and help more companies to actually start solving the right problems. And those are exciting workshops and programs that I've currently rolled out. And the prop method book is actually thepropmethod.com. If you want to check that book out, if you're a leader or C-suite, you'll love that book because it actually lays out the prop method entirely. So you could just look at it, start implementing it immediately because the truth is I want every company to succeed and to take care of their people and prioritize profit. And so the prop method helps people to actually implement that into their companies.
Awesome. Excellent. So I guess the last thing is, how can people contact you? You're on LinkedIn.
Mhm.
And yes, and so I can put some types of, I'll put your LinkedIn and also your website down. Is there an email, or just if somebody wants to directly contact you, would that be LinkedIn or any other particular way?
Absolutely. LinkedIn is excellent. You can absolutely reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm happy to message you back and see how you're doing, what's going on, etc. If you would like to experience a business consult with me, where I give you some strategic advising based on where you're at, just book at bridgethom.me and we'll have that. I'll give that link to you, Wendy. So if they'd like to, we can chat.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much. This has been really inspiring. You're so inspiring. I just reached out to her just a few weeks ago, and she was just so responsive. And I said I need to talk to her, and so we're doing that now.
Yes, we are.
But I really appreciate you coming and spending time with me for these few minutes just to get their work out there and get your message. And hopefully somebody will resonate well with it and then reach out. And they might reach out to me and say, how can I get a hold of her again? But LinkedIn, go ahead and find her on LinkedIn. So just anyway, thank you so much. And thank you for anybody who's watching this. And I really appreciate that. And we will talk to you another time when I have another expert, but I'm glad to be able to feature Bridget here because she's so amazing. Thank you so much.
Yes, Wendy, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Bye.